It may be the world's largest passenger plane, but the A380 is only twice as long as the world's largest mammal, the blue whale. This giant species grows to more than 100 feet in length. That's not all that's big.
Yes, this is the biggest heart in the world. A blue whale heart is about 1,000 pounds in real life, and compared to less than a pound for a human heart. And they pump through 1,400 gallons of blood circulating within the animal, where we have about 1.5 gallons in our bodies. The blue whale heart is big enough that a grown man can climb into it. And apparently this morning we had 7 ninth graders in it.
The model of the world's biggest heart resides in New Bedford, home of the world's largest whaling museum. Christina Canet is chief curator.
I had to have it. There are only 4 of these in the world, and this is the only one in the United States. It's a wonderful way for us to show the actual scale of these animals, because our blue whale skeleton, which is hanging above my head, it's actually an adolescent, so this heart's too big for that particular animal. This is the size of a Fiat or a VW bug. I think it just creates that awe of spectacle for kids to really understand how enormous these other animals are with whom we share the planet.
You know, we think and dream really big in this corner of New Bedford.
Amanda McMullen, museum president.
Our collection is massive. We have incredible opportunities for people to come experience things that they wouldn't normally see. And we are the largest collection of all whaling artifacts in the world,
including the largest ship model in existence.
There would have been a long-handled pole here.
Bob Rocha, Director of Science and Education.
The Lagoda is a half-scale reproduction of a 3-masted whaling bark. The building itself and the ship all went up between 1915 and 1916. This was specifically built as a museum to house this model and to tell the story of Yankee whaling.
The ship is modeled after a merchant vessel built in Scituate in 1826. In 1841, Jonathan Bourne converted it into a whaling ship.
And it started sailing around, killing sperm whales and making money.
This Lagoda is not just for show.
We welcome people on this every day, including over 12,000 school kids every year.
Everything is to scale: the whaling boats, the sails, even the captain's quarters below decks.
He'd have his workspace here, he'd have his bunk on gimbals. So even though the ship could be rocking, his bed was always level. First mate would be here, second and third mate, so they would get fed back here.
Not to scale, this blubber hook.
This is the one life-size object on here.
Blubber was the moneymaker. Here it was boiled and turned into oil, making New Bedford the city that lit the world. But wait, there's more. The museum is unveiling the largest painting in North America, a 1/4-mile long panorama.
The word actually means all view, and it was a way of displaying a giant painting that was really meant to give you the illusion of being in the painting. So the enormity of these paintings was very much a part of the public spectacle experience. They're really like an early cinematography, so they were meant to scroll slowly across a screen.
This spectacle portrays the global voyage of a New Bedford whaling ship. There are 4 spools, each 300+ feet long. All told,
it is longer than the Empire State Building is tall. It was donated to the museum exactly 100 years ago, and it was discovered in a building in New Bedford, and had really largely been forgotten at that point. As each section was conserved, it would be photographed at a high resolution. So we will be also showing a digital version of this. I think people will really be overwhelmed by the immensity of it.
We are a small, dynamic team, but we dream really, really big. And the panorama is the symbol of thinking big.
Starting in July, 2 opportunities to see the panorama.
That's right. One in a life-size digital format projected in a theatrical setting inside the museum next to the Lagoda. The other at the Kilburn Mill in New Bedford, where the original will be on display free and open to the public.
Like free.
And
open to the public. That's good. In Fitchburg, they're building the world's largest paper airplane.
It's history. It's never been done.